Electrodynamics, Intro to Electrodynamics. We are in chapter 1. We are talking about math. And there is a lot of math in this first chapter. I mean, a lot. I mean, you can make a whole course out of this first chapter, I think, for me as a teaching undergraduate students. But we are talking about vectors and vector calculus. I went over in the previous video, the whole playlist is down below, I went over the gradient using the del operator. There's your del operator. And so now we have the divergence. So the divergence, remember, we can treat this operator like it's a vector, and we can do three things. We could do a vector operating on a scalar, that's the gradient, the dot product, and that's the divergence. So if I take the dot product of del dot A, we call that the divergence. I just wrote it up there. I don't know why I wrote it again. So again, if A is the vector AX, AY, AZ, it has components. It's a vector field, right? So that's not just a value. It has a function. So these are all functions of X, Y, and Z. Then, and when I take the divergence, I'm just taking the dot product between these two. So del dot A is going to be equal to the vector, the partial of AX with respect to X, the partial of, I'm sorry, it's not a vector. It's the dot product, so it's the partial of AX with respect to X plus the partial of AY with respect to Y plus the partial of AZ with respect to Z. So you get a scalar function. Okay, now, what does that even mean? What does that even measure? Let me show you two vector fields, and we will talk about where one has a zero divergence. I'll do three. One has a zero divergence, one has a positive divergence, and one has a negative divergence. So imagine that I had some region in space. Maybe this is the electric field. I don't know. And it looks like this. So this is the vector field at all locations. And you can see that at any point, if this is like an electric field, there's no charges there. It's not spreading out. So this is a divergence of del dot A equals 0. That's zero divergence. Now, if I have something like this, I'm going to make it fun. Where it's kind of spreading out. You see how it's spreading out? So this would be a positive divergence. Del dot A is positive. And then if it's coming together like that, that would be del dot A is negative. So it tells us how the, I hate to say diverge, but that's what it does. It tells us how the field diverges. Obviously, this makes a huge difference with electric and magnetic fields. Okay, let's just go ahead and do an example. Let's calculate the divergence of a field, and then we will do it numerically. So I think it's useful and instructive to repeat the calculations numerically in Python, because then you can kind of really see what's going on. And sometimes you can only do it numerically, right? So it's a good thing to have. So this is a problem from the book. This says we have the vector field x, y, x. I'm going to write it as v as a function of x, y, z is equal to x, y in the x direction, 2yz, 3zx. So there is my vector function. Let's take the divergence. So the divergence, del dot v, is going to be equal to, I'll write it out, the partial of xy with respect to x plus the partial of 2yz with respect to y plus the partial of 3zx with respect to z. Let's do those partial derivatives. Remember, when we take a partial derivative, we keep the stuff that's not x constant for the partial derivative with respect to x. So that y is just a constant. So now I just have a constant times x. I take the derivative, and I just get y. Over here, I'm going to keep everything but the y constant. So I have 2z times the partial of y with respect to y, which is 1. So plus 2z. That's a 2 and a z. You see how that's different? And then here I have everything but the z is constant, so I get plus 3x. And that is my function. That's it. Not too hard. Okay, this is, let's say this is f as a function of x, y, z. So this is f as a function of x, y, z. So if I want to do this numerically, I have to put in numerical values. I don't get a function, I get a value, right? And that's what I'm going to do. I want to take this derivative numerically. So let's start off with our vector v. Remember that we have, I'm going to write this as v is just some number, vx in the x direction, vy in the y direction, vz in the z direction. Now, how do I take the partial derivative of this with respect to x? If that's a function of x, y, z, what I can do is move it forward a little bit, move it back a little bit, and see how it changes and divide by the change, right? So I can say the partial of vx with respect to x is going to be equal to vx of x plus delta x yz minus vx of x minus delta x over nyz. And then I have to divide that by my interval, which I went up a delta x, I went back a delta x, so my total change is 2 delta x. And that's a numerical derivative. A numerical partial derivative because I didn't change the y and z, I just kept them the same. Okay, so now I need to do the same thing for the y direction. I need the same thing for the z direction. So I'm going to do the partial of vy with respect to y, and I'm going to do the same kind of thing, except now I'm going to change y, I'm going to change y. And then I'm going to do the partial of vz with respect to z, and then I'm going to change to z. So let's do this in Python. It will be fun. We can then use this function and compare it to this value. So I can put in different values and see if I get the same thing. Jumping over here to web vPython. Here we are. I have nothing there, right? I haven't even started. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is to define my vector function. So let's make that as a function, def v of xt, yt, zt. Now you could pass it a vector, and sometimes we may do that instead of passing it in individual x, y, and z coordinates. I just find it's easier to see this way. Okay, so there's my function, and then what am I going to return? I'm going to return the vector. It's a vector function, and it's going to be this function right here, xy, so if xt times yt, that's my x component. My y component is 2yz, so 2 times yt times zt, and then my z component is 3zx, 3 times zt times xt. And I use the t's because these are just the variables in that definition, in that function. That way I don't accidentally use them somewhere else later. Okay, let's just test it out. Let's print v of 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 4. Let's see if that works. So it returned the vector function 2, 16, 12. So if you put in those numbers, that does seem to work. That's good. Yay. Okay, so we have our vector function. Now we're going to define our divergence function. So I'm going to call that def. You define a function in Python starting with def. And I'm going to call this div v. And I'm going to give it xt, yt, zt. So I'm calling it div v for two reasons. One, I'm not going to pass it a function. Right? I'm going to use the global function of v. Two, I want to make sure this is just the divergence for that function. And there are better ways to do this. Yes, that is true. But I like doing it this way. I think, again, the clarity. So I have to give it a location where I take the derivative because it's a numerical derivative. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is define my dx, dy, dz. They could be the same thing, but I'm just going to put them at 0, 0, 1. dy is 0.001, dz is 0.001. That's how much I'm going to shift back and forth, right? The smaller that shift, the more accurate your derivative, but this should be fine. Now I want to define, I'm going to call this dvx. This is the derivative of x, technically xx. This is the derivative of the x component in the x direction, right? It's a partial of the x component with respect to x. So I already said what it should be. It's going to be that function v of x plus delta x. And then I have to put in, this is going to be xt. And then I have to put in yt, zt, right? That does matter. And then, wait. Oh, that has to go in here. Yt, zt minus v of xt minus dx yt, zt. And all of that divided by 2 times dx. So that's my derivative, the partial derivative of the x component with respect to x. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the y. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to change this to y. And then over here, I'm going to say minus dy. I'm going to get rid of this. And then I'm going to say plus dy. I'm going to get rid of this. And then I'm going to call this yy. And this notation yy is going to be useful when we go to the next vector operation, the curl. Trust me, numerically. Okay, now I'm going to have one more, and this one's going to be z minus dz, get rid of that, plus dz, get rid of that, zz. Now I have all those partial derivatives, I just need to add them up. So I'm just going to say return dv xx plus dv yy plus dv zz, and that's it. Okay, so now let's see if it works. I'm just going to go ahead and print the divergence at the vector location 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to say print div v 1, 2, 3. And let's just see if it works. And I get, ooh. It didn't work. It printed a vector. Oh, okay, I see why. Because these are vectors right here. So this is, I'm sorry, very good. X, that's the x component. X component. Y component. Remember, you can get the component of a vector with the dot. Dot y, dot z. I did that on purpose. Dot z. Okay, so now these are scalar values, and I return it. It should work as intended. 11. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3. So let's just go back over to the board and check that we get the same thing. So if I put in 1, 2, 3, this is my function. I'm going to say this is going to be 2 plus 2 times 3 plus 3. So that's 2 times 6. 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 3 is 11. Checks out. Okay, so there's the divergence. Next up is the curl. And that'll be in the next video. The whole playlist for this series down below. Talk to you later. Bye.